Anybody else who's Daily, you're at the appellate stage as well. So just for the sake of posterity for the show, you want to give guys some of the out and ladies who joined some of what you kind of run across too, because you and Brett are kind of on the similar places in you all's process.
Yeah, yeah. For me, I'm actually about to have I'm about to file two different appellant cases. Um, I think for me, it was obvious that in one of the cases there was definitely mischaracterization of the issue. And I think the thought process is that I'm just gonna let it go, and not move to the next step about it. So, but I definitely have it was interested in the hearing because it was like I don't know how you got to that point, but it's definitely one of those things where I looked up the standard of reviews, to see, okay, what could be filed for the appellant, and what do you need to be able to prove, or at least say this is the reason why I'm having an appeal. For example, like abuse of discretion and things like that, and some remedies for that. So I'm in the process of filing two different appeals because of that.
And also, I wanted to say this. I talked a little about Brett, and I talked a little about to you, Rick. You haven't got to the appeals part yet, right? Either one of you, Rick. But Rick, Texas, you're not in the appellate process, and neither are you, Rick, Florida, right?
No.
That's correct. I'm not.
All right. So the uh we want to make sure we distinguish between abuses of discretion and errors of law. Correct, Brett and David?
Correct.
Yes, and I think you like to use the word reversible here.
Yeah, reversible error. Yeah, especially if it's an abuse of if it's an error of law, then it's definitely in most cases I've seen it be reversible. So JC, you had a question.
Oh no, you was asking about who's been in the appeal process. I was just letting you know I got all three of mine in the appellate court. They even expedited them. I guess when there's a matter with a child, they expedited them. So I got a case number for all three and all. So I guess I'm kind of just waiting for them to respond to that. I mean, they made me. I let them know that I'm gonna file for my transcript. Like they kind of just break it down. Once you go online and you get the packet, it literally tells you what to put in line one, what to put in line two, and they kind of just walk me through the process. So it's been easier than I thought it would be. I'll say that.
You're in the first DCA, right?
Yeah, I'm in the first. Yes, sir. I'm in the first.
But you're in Tallahassee, so that might be.
Yeah.
I'll speak for the second DCA. That shit don't go like that for me. Yeah, and I got somebody else in the second DCA who's finding that shit don't work that smooth for us at all.
That's right. I'm wondering why.
Now, the judge, now in the lower cases, the judge, I felt like he just manhandled me. When I went for my motion to vacate, when I finally got in front of a judge, I had 45 minutes, and I thought it was going to be 45 minutes per case because I got three different cases with a lot of case law to go over. And man, they got me out of there so quick. It was like pretty much I'm agreeing with the hearing officer. And he just got me out of there. So I appealed it in a timely fashion. And that's the road that I'm going to go. I went to court today to try to get my license back because for some reason they're just holding my license. And I'm like, the court order originally said as long as I do these certain things that they would give them back to me, but they're just refusing to give them back. They're like, well, if you don't pay these $1,800, we're not going to give them back. That's not what the judge is saying. That's what the child support office is saying. But now the judge is saying he doesn't even have jurisdiction to touch base on the matter because it's in the appeal process. He's like, you've already appealed it. I can't even, they need to follow the order.
That's true.
That's all he would tell me.
No, that's true though. Let's put it this way. Once the DCA or the appellate court got jurisdiction in that issue or that instance, then the appellate court now has jurisdiction over at least that part of it. But for now, as I understand it, the lower court can't. Well, is your case administrative or is it judicial?
One of them is two of them are administrative. One of them is judicial.
Okay, in the judicial issue, from the judicial aspect, they can deal with some ministerial acts while the case is on stay, or if it's in the appellate part. What did you appeal all aspects of the case, or did you appeal a specific part of the case?
Pretty much, the original was like no parenting plan, no child
So I
support
didn't,
guidelines.
I didn't ask you to give me a goddamn description. I said, what?
Well, originally I appealed that the fact that my child support is not based on any guidelines or things like that. But I also appealed the order for them taking my license because they didn't show that I wasn't working. They didn't put.
Okay,
they didn't follow those procedures.
Okay, so it's two separate appeals. But if the original one is the one that you filed first, correct?
Yes, sir. I filed them together.
Okay, well, but
because it gave me the option to do that. It told me to attach all orders or recommended orders or judges, put it all up on this list.
Understood.
For each case.
No, understood. But this is what I'm trying to do. Your license was suspended. The license was suspended, and you had an issue with the underlying court, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But you filed an appeal to challenge something that you got. You, at some point, challenged the original underlying order for whatever the reason was.
Yes, sir.
And you're saying that something that happened in the original case was violated some fundamental protection, and you're looking for them to reverse it, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then they came back later on to suspend your license, correct?
Yes. But I moved to vacate each of them. When I originally took the order back, like to try to get the reverse for whatever reasons that I did, they denied it. So I moved to vacate that order along with the child support suspension.
3 times. Right?
Say it again?
Three orders then, right? Yes,
I did them each for each case, 3 different orders for each case. And I understood them denying one, saying they didn't have jurisdiction because it's an administrative order. So I appealed that for different reasons, but the judicial one, they pretty much said I'm past the timeline. Like I should have been tried to get this fixed.
What are you appealing though? What are you appealing as far as you're only appealing
appealing order to deny. Say it again, Greg.
What are you appealing in the administrative case? Are you appealing the court's decision to not take up the administrative case? Because you're not going to get anywhere with that one. Or are you appealing something to come up with the administrative case?
I'm appealing the actual administrative case, the fact that there was no child support guidelines or no parenting plan. That's what I appealed to the administrative order.
Because of that, the court had no competent evidence to rely upon when they issued the original.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
No summons, no sir. It's a number of things.
No.
But
I get it. I don't want to hear the whole
thing.
Yeah. I just want to try to get to now. I'll say this without being. First of all, everybody, because I'm kind of late in this. I'm not an attorney. I'm not licensed to practice law. I don't practice law. What I do is study law. Tell people what I learned, how I gathered information. Information is advice to apply to your specific case. But the information regarding the law and lawful principles, which by the way belong to the people. So using information for educational edification only. And the reason I say that is because I want nothing I say to be construed to be legal advice. If you feel you need legal advice, I would highly encourage you to hire a licensed and hopefully competent attorney and be legally advised. As well as I don't say anything disparaging about attorneys. With that being said, if you wish to stay, you can and enjoy the show. Otherwise, I guess kick rocks. But anyway, to the issue of his other issue, I believe, his other issue would be that if it was in the administrative aspect of it, for the 2 engineering people and math guys, well, I also got another math guy who's an accountant. He probably could have just filed a superseding order and then asked the circuit court to get rid of the administrative cases for the same reason. I don't know. Does anybody here have an administrative case? In Florida, at least. Your case is judicial, right, Brett? Because it's a
yeah. Although the state of Florida is trying to turn it into an administrative case, but I'll be fighting them on that.
Okay, and Rick Tondrick, yours is administrative, and no, yours is
They're, it's judicial, but they're trying to turn it into an administrative case.
okay.
But it will likely stay judicial because that's really what I'm fighting them on.
Well, it's judicial anyway, so they can't undo it. So okay, I just want to make sure. And any of the other people who have the administrative process is a little different. They still can't violate fundamental protections. But what I wanted to talk about today is the practicing of the patience and persistence to overcome courtroom anxiety. And I was kind of hoping, she must be at work. I was hoping Melissa would come on because she was talking about the intimidation of the courtroom. And I don't want to sound cold, callous, or condescending, because I had some anxieties as well in the beginning. And I think once I started kind of figuring it out, I wasn't so worried about it.